Hello, YouTubers. I just made a video and I'm making another one uh, back to back. Um, I just thought I'd talk about, um, truck driving and all that stuff, and all that. If me like maybe back in 2017, you know, um, I put my house up for sale, and uh, and then but and I was going through like hard times, like everything went up, and I'm a veteran, so I get VA benefits, and my I wasn't able to pay, I was having a hard time. I wasn't able to pay my bills and whatnot. So I thought, well, what can I do to make um, more money, to supplement my income. And I I had the idea, it just popped up in my brain, and I thought, you know what, I can do truck driving. That's what I can do. And truck driving, in truck driving I can make pretty good money. So after I sold my house and everything, and I bought me maybe it was before I sold my house or whatever, um, or after I sold my house, and I bought me a new house or something. And then I went to truck driving school. Uh, Here where I live, we have Howard College, and they have truck driving school there. But I didn't go to school here at the college. I, I called Swift, and you know, then afterwards I went to uh, Swift Driving Academy in Lancaster, Texas. Um, it was hard. I mean, it wasn't easy. It was hard. It was in the winter time, and Lancaster gets really cold. I've never felt that cold in my life, because where I live it gets cold, but up there in Dallas it's even colder, Um, and I had to learn how to back up and and all that stuff. Standing out there in the cold every day. And getting in the truck and backing up, learning how to back up and go forward and all that stuff, and just um, it. I think it was a 3 week deal, but I failed one uh, week of it, and I had to, uh, it was 4 weeks or 6 weeks or something like that. But I passed it, and I got my CDL, and after that, I got hired with Swift, and I drove, with uh, my mentor. They call them mentors in Swift, and other companies call them trainers and or instructors and all that, whatever. But drove with my mentor, and then that didn't work out. Went through three mentors or instructors or whatever. The last one, I almost, uh, I was about 50 hours away from completing my training. It's supposed to be 250 hours, and I made 200 hours, and things went wrong. And so the mentor, he wasn't from here, he was from Venezuela or something like that. And, things just went wrong between uh, you know, uh, and I mean, between us, I mean, just things just went wrong, and so he dropped me off, and uh, then I got, you know, fired. I mean, I was really close to getting my own truck and driving on my own, 50 hours left, and then that happened and all that. And I got fired for safety reasons or whatever. Then after that, okay, then I started driving came back home and started driving for uh, Favor and uh, DoorDash. I did DoorDash and Favor for 7 months and everything. That was in 2019 when I uh, started driving for Swift. As a trainee, and then 2020, Favor and DoorDash and all that. I think, and after that, then I got with Hogan Transports, I think, and I have to tell you though, those mentors at Swift, I don't know if they're any better now than they were, but they really sucked. Um, they were really sucky. They all of them were just bad. They they don't care about you. Um, as long as you drive safe, I mean drive forward. They don't really try to show you how to back, and stuff. Um, and I really didn't know how to back up. I didn't really learn. I just one the last trainer showed me how to back a little bit, but not a lot. Well, when I went on to Hogan, it was a whole different thing. Man, it was they were cool. I mean, all they were really nice. Uh, the trainers, I had three trainers, uh, and they were all cool. They were all really nice and stuff, and um, they didn't treat you like crap. They treat you like a person. I gotta say that about Hogan trainers. They really are good people. You know, they treat you right. They never treat you wrong. Never yell at you. Nothing like that. I mean, I really liked it a lot. It was so cool. It was so good. It was relaxing. They just know how to uh, treat you. All of them. They all know how to treat a person. They treat a person with respect and everything. And I passed it. I took my driving test and I passed it. And then I started driving on my own, and I drove for 7 months, and I was all over the place. Went all through the Midwest, um, northeast, southeast, here in Texas and all that, Kansas, Iowa, Nebraska, all everywhere, just went everywhere. Um, then, then I just, you know, how do you say, I quit, but I didn't quit, without giving my two weeks notice. And then after that, I got my loans. I borrowed loans and everything like that. A lot of money. Um, I try to look for another job and everything, but I just couldn't find anything. All the companies were like saying no, we can't hire you, blah blah blah. So I just got tired, and I just borrowed a whole lot of money, and I got me a trailer, a truck and trailer that uh, the previous video, in the previous video, I said, well, it wound up, getting repossessed just like last month or whatever. But I got my truck and trailer, and I got my own authority. I went, I didn't lease on to anybody, any companies. Maybe that would have been the best thing. But I got my authority. I did made the application online with the FMCSA, and got my authority, and I paid the IRP. I went through uh, what's that one company that does all your forms and everything like that. I can't remember. Um, so I got my company with the Texas comptroller, um, IRP, and all that stuff I did, and then I started booking loads with Uber Freight and uh, Coyote and TQL, and never got to do loads for C.H. Robinson though. Um, I tried to, um, and everything. I just had to, uh, since I borrowed all the loans and whatever, I felt like I needed to hit the ground running. So I just started getting loads, and started trying to make money to make my truck payment. Insurance was high. I mean, 1,500 a month, and truck payment, 1,200 a month, and it was just like a lot of overhead. So and then I got uh, Loves, to be my factoring company. I made a video about that. Avoid Loves with like a plague. Just don't, factor with them at all. Um, just avoid them like a plague. And I said that in my video on Loves, factoring. Um, and so everything was all right. I hired a independent dispatcher. They would look for loads for me, and they would call me and ask me if I wanted this load or that load and everything. And um, then I was doing all right, making money. But then the the trailer that I bought didn't have real good tires, and that's where all everything went downhill. The tires blew, and I had to buy tires through Love's and get maintenance through Love's because I had credit. But then after that, everything just went downhill. And I said that in my video on the Love's video. Um, um, they kept my money and everything. I wasn't able to pay anything. I just got real behind. Again, I'm saying that again. That's what happens when you factor with Loves. I mean, it was just a nightmare, just a really bad nightmare, really bad experience with Loves. I'm saying it again. Anyways, and like it just got to the point where I now after that I tried to find another job. um I just had to park my truck. The freight rates were going down, and had to park my truck and everything, and then tried to see if I could lease on with the company. And there was a lot of them that I applied with, and only one or well, Landstar was gonna hire me, but then things just went wrong there, and another company was gonna hire me, but then they wouldn't help me out because I was just starting off, and I needed money first to even get off the ground, and I didn't have any. and they couldn't help me out with that, so that didn't work out. So it just got to where I just couldn't pay the truck. So like I said, with my prior or uh, the video I just made, uh, 20 minutes or 30 minutes ago, well, they repossessed my truck and I sold my trailer. I'll say that again. Okay. Now I was just thinking about, do you need CDL to make money, to drive or and make money? No, you don't. If I would have and I don't know if there was any load boards back a few years back or anything, like if you can get loads for box trucks or cargo vans or whatever. But I'm just gonna tell you right now, you don't have to have a CDL to drive and make money, because there's a lot of load boards that um, you can, if you have a box truck or a cargo van. If you buy a box truck, and right now, I mean, I just checked on Facebook. For some reason, box trucks went up really high. They weren't that high before, but they are now. Cargo vans are like 8,000, so and or 10,000 or whatever. They're pretty high. I think because maybe uh, people aren't making good money in driving a truck, so there's more a higher demand on those trucks, box trucks and cargo vans, because you can make money. You don't have to have a CDL to drive those, and you can make pretty good money, you know, and stuff. So if you're before and you don't have to go through have your own authority through the FMCSA, and I mean none of that stuff. Just buy the vehicle, buy the box truck, buy the cargo van. No CDL required. Uh, you know, and but the box truck's gonna you're gonna have to put diesel in it. Cargo van, just like a regular car, put gas in it. And I don't know about the insurance. I don't know if it's gonna be like a commercial kind of insurance. Um, if not, then it's not gonna cost you that much, and stuff. But I don't know about that, whether it's commercial or not commercial, But um, I'm just gonna, whoever watches this video, just uh, if you can get a cargo van and you can look through on those load boards like Shipley and UShip or whatever, and you can book a load and make money. Um, Man, that's the best way to do it. I think that's the best way to go, and all that. Because um, you know, I mean, it's not like driving a semi. You know, you have a lot of regulations. When you rules and laws and everything when you drive a semi, a lot. And stuff. One stupid little mistake, and you could you lose your CDL or whatever. You could be paying really high fines and whatever. So that's the thing that anyone out there, if uh, sees my videos, watches this video, think about getting a box truck or a cargo van, and booking loads on those load boards, and start making money before um, try to get your CDL and start driving a semi truck. All right, YouTubers. Well, thank you for watching my videos, and um, if you would like to subscribe, I appreciate it, and whatever else. I mean, anything else. If you want to comment, leave me a comment, whatever. All right. Well, have a good night, and y'all take care. All right. Bye.